Red Nation, are we here? The best show for Chicago sports.
Yeah. What's good? Hey! Bear down, baby! Chicago, what's good?
What's good? Looks like Posey boy did it right there, hon.
That's how you have a day, boys. That's how you have a day, boys. The Chicago Bears have traded the number 1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers for the number 9 pick. Breathe with me, y'all.
Oh, I got you.
The number 61 pick.
You ready? Here you go.
Breathe with me, y'all. The number 24 pick, or a first round pick in 2024, a second round pick in 2025, and DJ Moore. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to knight the man, the myth, the legend, King Poles, as GM of the year. Let's go! Yeah. Hey, all right, let's get to the actual sports talk part. Man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. Hit that like button if you have not done so. Subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong stuff. Hold on.
Daily. Just cut me out all video.
What's the only channel talking Chicago sports? How Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. P. Kid.
What down.
So, Kid, here's the thing. Of course, right? Like Ryan Poles has been saying the entire time that he could get a haul for this draft pick. For the number 1 overall pick, he could get an absolute haul. Would you say that Ryan Poles got a haul?
Absolutely. No question about it. For those who don't, let's just put this back up there. I mean, the graphic ain't all that great. We had like 10 minutes to do it. Barely that. Like, I did this in 2, realistically. But anyway, like, what about that doesn't make it a haul? Like, we trade back. We still have a first round pick in this draft. So we still get the pick. We can still get our guy. We still have that's a second round pick, if I'm not mistaken. Pick number 61. It's second round pick, if I'm not mistaken.
We have their second round pick as well in this draft, replacing the second round pick that we traded that turned into a first round pick for Chase Claypool.
We got their picks from next year, first round pick for next year. And we got a receiver who, by the way, if you all haven't been paying attention to DJ Moore, these are his stats since 2018. First year, 788 yards. Second year, 1775. Third year, 1193.
Yeah.
Fourth year, 1157. Last year, with nobody, 888. Mind you, he had more yards last year than 3 of our receivers combined. With nobody throwing to him. Let me get that off the screen. My fault. Yeah, we got a haul. We got a guy that that Justin could throw to that we all wanted, and we got 4 picks out of it, 2 which we can still use in this current draft to get the offensive tackles that we need. He got a haul. He got what he needed. If it's not a haul by anyone's definition, it's definitely what we needed. It shows good business acumen by him. Salute. GM of the year.
Yeah, and well, here's the thing, right? To make him GM of the year, you also have to make the right picks, right? Like, that's a very important part of what the Chicago Bears have to get done here. You still got to go out there and you still have to make the right picks. But the one thing that I do like, right, is you give yourself a ton of bites at the apple coming into this year's draft. That's the best thing that you can do. Are you going to miss on some of these picks? 100%. If he hits on 100% of the picks, legit, like, make him GM of the year for real. Like, he's a god out here. Nobody hits on 100% of their picks. But you're coming into this now with the number 9 pick, the number 61 pick. You do still have the number 65 pick. Hold on, no. You do still have the number 55 pick, I should say, as well. You've got the 65th overall pick. You've got pick number in round 4, Your 4th round pick, 2 of them, 103 and 133 from the Robert Quinn trade, as the man, the myth, the legend, Ringo J in the building. You got 2 number 5 picks this year, 136 and 149. You've got 2 number 7 picks this year as well, 218 and 258. You've given yourself as many bites at the apple as you can, and that's all you can ask for at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
We still got cash, Pat. Do we still get cash? Do we still get cash to spend?
You still got all your money to spend. Now, you will have to re-sign DJ Moore, I believe. I think he's coming up for a contract extension here, right? And so you'll have to get him back in the building. I'm sure they'll try to get a contract done with him this year pretty quickly. But I think at the end of the day, right, you're looking at opportunity here for Ryan Poles to completely change how this franchise is going to look. And he has the opportunity to go out there and build a line to put together with now these pieces that are going out there. I think that's the biggest thing.
Go ahead, Ringo. I'm sorry.
I'm still tripping. I sent Kid the news. We went live in 3 minutes. My initial thoughts. I'm cool with DJ Moore. Problem is you got to re-sign him, but I guess we're gonna deal with that at a later date.
I got to look at his contract because I see the chat saying his contract is good, so he might actually.
No. His contract is good. I think he's signed until 29. He's not an unrestricted free agent until
now. Right, he's been traded to the Bears. He's signed through 25 right now. In 2026, he'll be an unrestricted free agent. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Bears fans. Here's why Ryan Poles is still doing things the smart way. You want to know how the contract breaks down? Very front loaded. 19 mil this year. When you have the most money on your cap, 2027, 15 million, 2028, 14.8.
Where do you see that at? That's 2024, 2025. I think we
I'm sorry. I said I said it backwards because I saw the 5 and the 8. 2024, 15.8, 2025, 14.8.
Hey, listen.
So the contract is already set there. You're saving the money there. I'm good with it. I'm good with this. So I'm good with the draft capital that they got.
I don't really think we got enough energy for this. All right, so let's get our energy up for this, because guess what? This trade is just as good as just as impactful as us getting Justin Fields in the first freaking place.
Oh yeah,
like realistically, at 9, we still get a stone's throw chance at, if they randomly decided to, any QB that you wanted that wasn't top 2. You still get the tackles you wanted. You still got to run at the receivers you wanted. You're still in the mix to get get good names, game-changing players, while keeping all of your picks. And I mean, what's not to like about that? I've been really critical of Poles because it was like, hey, it's his first time. It's his second time around. We don't know what we're going to get. If this is what it is, I don't care if all those picks bust, because you know what? The one thing is, you never know with these picks. Someone can get injured, stuff like that. But the simple fact that you put your organization in the situation, on the position to have this type of haul, to put these pieces around your young QB, to actually still get a receiver, like we still got a lot of our cash. No, we take on his contract. So we have to take on that. So we still have a considerable amount of cash to get veterans in there.
You got 70 plus mil. You literally, with bringing in DJ Moore, you put yourself closer to the next closest team by, I think they're still $20 million away from you.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. After everything really breaks down, I really don't have an issue with. I really don't got an issue with this trade. My only qualm is did they discuss Brian Burns? That's all I told Kid was, did they discuss Brian Burns?
With you, bro. That's probably the first name that was brought up out of anybody. You probably literally walked in and was like, so we were looking at Brian Burns. Shut up. All right, bet.
Hey, for real. Hey, nah, legit. That's I think that's my only qualm with it, right? So I'm looking at it. You get DJ Moore. He's already paid up. He's already signed. That still gives you 70 million. And right, I mean, all the wide receiver targets that I've talked about, realistically, when the name DJ Moore popped up, I'm like, he's the youngest. I mean, we talk about D-Hop, Brandon Cooks.
Yep.
Everybody else probably either 28, 29, 30. I mean, even OB, even OBJ for that matter. And you still, I see a couple people in the comments talking about he's not a number 1. He's had 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons before this last one when he gave you 800 yards with 2 QBs back there, and now you get him Justin Fields. Now on the offensive side of the ball, if I go out and I want to get an Orlando Brown, or I don't draft Jackson Smith-Njigba and go out and get that tackle from Northwestern, I don't know if y'all keep forgetting this, but I mean the Bears did have the number 1 rushing attack in the league last season. So if you're looking at that, if I can get both of those shored up, because now it clearly looks like I'm out of the market for I'm gonna be out of the market for Will Anderson. Jalen Carter, what even with his situation, he's still gonna get picked up really high, because none of the teams we talked about that actually need a QB, except for Carolina, still needs to move, because the Colts can still get an Anthony Richardson, or CJ Stroud or Will Levis. So that's obviously a plus for them. He's clearly prioritizing offense over defense in these situations. And the clear aspect of this whole trade was, we finna get Justin weapons. We still got the money. And now we actually finna go out and do it. Do the thing, because of the simple fact, hey, Jared Goff, you got Jared Goff, all accounts point to
Aaron Rodgers is getting traded to the Jets.
Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota just lost Thielen. They just lost a lot of defensive pieces. Justin Fields is the second best quarterback in the division.
You know what? The thing is, I would say this: Justin Fields has a chance to make a Jalen Hurts leap if we do this the right way. Is he the second best? No, I would still say that the veterans in this division are currently better, but they're veterans. They have more years together, stuff like that. But the potential that Justin has to be better than Goff is amazing. I hope he sees it. The potential to be better than Kirk Cousins is amazing. I hope he sees it. I'm happy that you brought up Adam Thielen. I was going to make a standalone video for this, but it might as well bring it now. Adam Thielen just got released. So imagine having this type of draft capital. Imagine being able to have this type of cap space, and then be able to get DJ Moore and still be able to be in the mix for someone like Adam Thielen. I would love to have him in my receiver room to actually round that out. He would be the vet in that space, which is something that we really haven't had, a really good vet amongst the young talent to help develop people who know where to go, how to run their rush, help their QB when they're in trouble. I would absolutely love that. The whole thing now is like my whole perspective of what the Bears are, who we can be and stuff like that has completely changed, because now this is what competency looks like.
Oh, absolutely.
Competency looks like this. Ryan Pace.
Absolutely.
The one thing I loved about Ryan Pace is he was willing to take a chance. He was willing to sit there and bet it all. And I like that. I like it. Hey, listen, we're going to go all out and get what we want. And he did it. It didn't work out. He took a swing and a miss. It didn't work out. Ryan Poles has done it in a way where it's like, hey, not only am I coming in here with the good business acumen, which we just found out, but I'm making the right moves to put us in position. Now, again, these pieces have to work. Right, that's Eberflus. That's his coaching staff, but he's putting the right pieces there. We can't say that there's not talent on this team now. We can't say DJ Moore isn't a good receiver. He's proved they can.
Bro, he's great, and everybody that's in the comments that's saying that he's not the number 1, please exit. I'm serious.
Here's the point that I'll make with it. Right, one, you're coming into a wide receiver room now where here's what you're coming from. Right. Last season, you had Darnell Mooney, Velus Jones, Equanimeous St. Brown, Dante Pettis, Byron Pringle, N'Keal Harry, and Simba Webster.
Man, you had a bunch of people you ain't even know how. You even know.
And Chase Claypool was hurt most of the time, never got himself back on the field. When he did get himself back on the field, Justin didn't trust him. DJ Moore now is in the mix. Chase Claypool now moves to being your number 2, possibly. It may be number 3, depending on how you feel about Darnell Mooney. You got Darnell Mooney. You also are adding in. So you're talking about 3 wide receivers.
Bro, Darnell's in the slot, bro. But
Darnell might be your 2. I'm not gonna lie to you. Darnell might be your 2.
Bro,
he can play. He got to do a little better though. But here's the thing: your number 3 now.
Crazy.
Is your number 1 from last year. You also have Cole Kmet, who had an absolute jump out of a season and built up a heck of a rapport with Justin Fields. I don't know what the Bears are going to do with the running back position as of yet, but if you do hold on to David Montgomery, you've got a back that can come out and catch the ball as well and make people miss. I mean, like, honestly, you have a team right now where I look at the wide receiver core, and I'm not going to sit here and be like, we have the best wide receiver core in the league, but you have one that's respectable. And here's the thing that you have to talk about the most. Now is the time to say, hey, if Justin Fields is for real, if you don't think he was a number one, he can make him a number one.
And this is the thing.
He's a top talent in this NFL. He can make him a top talent in this NFL. Hey, Equinemius St. Brown name was brought up in the offseason for what reason? Because Aaron Rodgers was slanging that thing to him. Carolina's owner. Is it Carolina that's trying to go get him, or is it who was trying to go? No, Baltimore's owner, I should say, put out the statement, most wild statement I've ever heard.
Hey, bro. We're not going to repeat that.
Hard for Alan Lazard.
We repeated it. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. You know hey, you saw tried to save him. He tried to say
statement. My nipples are hard for Alan Lazard.
Okay, we're gonna do it again.
And hey, listen, I didn't say it. This is what the GM said.
Hey, bro.
And here's the biggest part of that. Why are we high on Alan Lazard? Alan Lazard ain't no dog out here. Alan Lazard was the number one on a team that had Aaron Rodgers. And so to me, I'm looking at, hey, Aaron Rodgers made this guy a better player or look like a better player multiple times, and we've seen him do that a lot, than that player actually was. When you're a top quarterback in the NFL, sometimes guys are fringe number one guys. Sometimes guys are just, that guy's okay. But you know what you're able to do if you're that guy, if you're the answer at the quarterback position, you make that guy number one. You want to know who Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl with this year?
Number twos.
Aaron Rodgers leftovers.
Pittsburgh's number two.
And Aaron Rodgers leftovers.
Hey, but you know what though? This is what I will say, and this is what I kind of brought up in the argument with Kid when we were talking about Lamar, right? It's two things I want to point out. And I think it was the active meeting. Paul said this specifically when it was like, oh, we don't know if Justin's our QB. We don't know if he's this, we don't know if he's that. And they were like,
we don't know if he's our QB. He actually said he's our QB next year. And
no. Which we talked about it. And the statement I remember is this. He's already done it with his legs. We know that he can do it with his arm. There's some things there. We just got to build on that.
Yeah.
And then the point that I was trying to correlate the Kid was this. What is the purpose of calling me a dual threat QB if I'm only using one of the threats?
Yeah.
Like, Lamar's using his legs, and rightfully so, but they never got him the weapons. This is the investment for Justin because now I can utilize the full dual threat QB. I can use my legs. Now I have that threat with my arm. Now I have the receivers. So there's no excuse not for me to build on the season that I just had. Like Komet just ascended. We already know what DJ Moore can do. Darnell Mooney's already had 1,000-yard season. And this is the other thing I love that nobody talks about. DJ Moore came from playing with Christian McCaffrey. If you don't think that this man is finna come in and block, like the bit, like they're continuously winning on all fronts. Now, if you give me Orlando Brown and Skoronski from Northwestern, we pretty much clean the board in the first round.
And I think that's the important part about this, right? Bears still have an opportunity to make a move at 9. Right, like this, it's not. Here's the thing.
Sure.
It's not. DJ Moore is a really, really nice piece. He is 100%. I love the fact that you went out and got DJ Moore. I wanted DJ Moore midway through the season. This is my favorite part, right? Remember midway through the season when the Bears could have traded for DJ Moore. I see y'all names. Y'all don't realize we really do remember y'all. Like,
for sure.
I see y'all names in here. I remember y'all commenting on that video saying, why would the Panthers ever trade a number one wide receiver? Because he's going to go out and they going to find a quarterback and they need a number one wide receiver. Some of y'all are in here. that was saying that on that video. So I'm gonna get that out of the way. But the other thing is here now.
Talk, Pat. Talk, Pat.
And it's not like we don't see him. They just act like we don't see him.
Hey, look, all of a sudden, right? Players come to the Bears and they not number ones no more. But when they was on the Bears, right? Oh my God, we gotta have this guy. He can't get. There's no way we could get a number one like him. But here's the thing to me that I think the Bears have to focus on now. You still got to get it right. The DJ Moore is a great asset, but getting the number 9 overall pick is more important. DJ Moore is a great asset, but getting your second round pick right is more important. DJ Moore is a great asset, but picking right in the draft next year at the top of the draft is more important because those are the players that are on low money that are going to be here for a while that you can re-sign for lower money because they're building up loyalty, or they become a superstar and you're like, we got a superstar on our team. DJ Moore does not have to be the end-all be-all receiver for the Chicago Bears, but next season you could not go into that season, a season where if Carolina sucks again, which is a high possibility.
Life and ministry meetings.
What is going on over here? Every time, Steph. Every time.
Hey. We're gonna keep pushing on that one because if they suck again, which is possible, what do we get? High number 1 pick.
And here's the thing: if they suck again, you get a high number 1 pick. You're possibly still in a position to go get another quarterback next year if you're not a believer in Justin. It opens up the door. Here's the thing: they never close the doors. That's the one thing I like about Ryan Poles and the moves that he's making. He isn't sitting here closing the doors. He's sitting here. Sure. He's sitting here saying, hey, we want to open this door. We want to make this move. We want to be able to attack this guy. But at the same time, we got to keep this door open next year. At the same time, we got to keep making plays for this guy next year. At the same time, we have to put ourselves in a position to keep building because this Bears team, right? Like, listen, we're excited right now. I'm hyped. Y'all see me. I'm jittery a little bit, right? It's probably the monster. Don't worry about it. But
definitely the monster.
The big thing that you also have to focus in on with all of this is even with DJ Moore, we're probably winning 8 games next year. We were a bad team. We were a really, really bad football team. Even when they started to get Jalen, not Jalen, who am I thinking? What I'm talking about? Philadelphia quarterback. Jalen Hurts. Even when they got Jalen Hurts his weapons and finally gave him his opportunity, he made the playoffs with an 8-win season. So it is not done. I love the trade. I love that the Bears were able to go out there and get some pieces. I think that maybe you still could hit. Now let's have this conversation, right? What are you guys feeling at 9? I think wide receivers possibly still on the table at 9 because of the names that are in this draft at the top of this draft. And now they don't have to come to your team and be the number 1. But what are you guys feeling about the number 9 pick overall? What are you guys looking to go get?
Paris Johnson was already ranked to go 9th. As late as 13th. He fills a role. It's not a receiver because we just got a receiver. I'm okay with staying with now drafting offensive tackle, O-line, defensive end, whatever you want to do with that first pick, that number 9 pick. I'm okay with now because I got a receiver. I'm good with that. And I got a veteran. He's on good money. People, we broke a couple things right quick. People said the Bears don't want to spend money. We got to pay this man $19 million this next year. All right, so we did that. But if you don't go get that man some help, it's kind of hard to throw them passes on your back.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's not that bad for a wide receiver.
It's not.
It's wide outside.
It's not. But D-Hop is 27. He's mid. Yeah. But all right. Regardless, though, we got that pick. But now you need to make sure that Justin has time to throw. If Justin doesn't have time to throw, you're gonna be in the same situation that I said Lamar Jackson was in, whether he's running out of just his skill set leans to that or it's necessity, he running. I don't want Justin to be running as much this year.
It's necessity, bro.
Justin shouldn't be running this year. Justin should have the opportunity to develop so that you can absolutely see what he can do as a throwing or passing QB. Guess what? I love the fact that the dual threat thing is a thing. I love the fact that we have to be mobile. But if you have 4,000 rushing yards as a QB right now, that's a problem. It's either you just ain't that good at the quarterback position, or your team ain't built around you. So that you can have, that's another video for another day. But I don't want my QB to sit there with 4,000 to 5,000 yards. That ain't what we here for. We all loved Mike Vick, but Mike Vick wasn't on anyone's top 10 as a passing QB, and his career wasn't that long. Cam Newton, same way. Could have swore Cam Newton recently won MVP. Career wasn't that long. All I'm saying is put some people in front of that boy so we can develop. But you're gonna have a Danny Dimes situation, and everybody gonna be wondering why he getting paid $40 million, and we're gonna be sitting there like, but it's Justin. Like I don't want to be in that situation. Do the right thing.
Did Danny Dimes open up the trash quarterback market?
Absolutely.
Hey, bro, like that.
But he's solid though. He's solid though.
Hey, all of a sudden, a dude that puts up Mitch numbers,
but he's solid though. Is at
the top of the NFL, right? And then now all of a sudden, every team out here is every quarterback out here finna be like, hey, bro, he got 40.
I gotta give you my Stephen A. now. Let me respond. Okay, so let me respond. First off, I never said that Danny Dimes was the QB. I said that I love the fact that New York wanted to pay him simply because they knew they didn't put any pieces around him. He had no O-line, he had no receivers, his running back was hurt. He had no help. I love that part.
Nobody cares about Danny Dimes right now. Y'all
no. I'm with you.
Bro, you weird because he said he was solid. He said he was solid because he had a better season than Lamar.
No. I didn't say he had a better season. I said them numbers look very similar. That's what I said. The numbers look kind of similar. That's all I said. No one cares because this is about Justin Fields and how it relates to Justin Fields. Again, Stephen A. time. So how it relates to Justin Fields is a simple fact that if you don't put the O-line around this boy, don't matter who you got on the other end to catch that ball, he has to have the opportunity to throw. I don't want him out there running. Now, Ringo, you go ahead and have the floor.
Nah, but what I was saying though, to add to your point, the only thing I will say is that once Mike Vick actually started in Philly, and he had the Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Maclin,
and Andy Reid.
LaShawn McCoy.
Andy Reid.
Yes, it matters, but you know when he finally got the weapons and they utilized them the right way, he got 100 M's like right off the back of that. So
he did. Listen, Mike Vick had a bounce back, but I think the thing is here, right? Like
redirecting back to Chicago, right?
To me,
it's along the same line.
We're gonna do that because y'all didn't went left out here. We got the
we redirecting back. I'm with you. We steering this Titanic this way.
No, we good.
But we good. But here's the thing for me, right? And this is the question that I'll drop to you because, right, like at 9 to me. Yes, O-line is very important. I think Paris Johnson is more of a guard at this level. Just because listen, I said in the video, short arms. The arms a little, you know what I mean? He got a little, he ain't Kobe White, but kind of. But you know, for me, I want to know what a guy can do when ability isn't there, right? Offensive linemen roll their ankles all the time. They have back issues, different stuff like that. So what can you do to keep a dude off of my quarterback when ability is not there? I would go pay a veteran. That's just me. But to me, in the top 10, you still have to have the conversation of best player available. If Jalen Carter drops, he could have gone number 1 overall. Do you pull the trigger on Jalen Carter if he's still sitting there at 9?
I mean, yeah, but I absolutely, if he drops there, I would. But if he does not, then I'm taking Jalen Hyatt. I know what y'all saying about Jackson Smith and Nagata, but if I can get Jalen Hyatt to me at 9, that's a steal. That's a steal.
But I think it's also the conversation of you don't have to go wide receiver
or even if Skoronski is there, I might take him as well. So it's a plethora of things that they can.
Skoronski's not bad either, but I think that to me, right, like there's a you can't reach here. To me, if you had a dude that legitimately, even without the Bears taking him at 1, probably would have got taken at 3, probably will still get taken at 3. All the issues. Y'all can sit there and have the conversation on whether it's morally acceptable or not. It's the NFL. I don't know why we acting like morals in the NFL go together. If you're in a situation, to me, where you had a player that was going to be at the top of your draft that you graded out. Now, this is the important part, right? That you graded out and said, hey, I'm looking at this. Okay, yeah, this guy's probably one of the best players in this draft. To me, you have to still go with your best player that is left on the board, because now you have a number 1 overall pick. Yes, you still have needs on the offensive line, but you have so many holes on this team. Let's not get it twisted. We have another wide receiver, and everybody else kind of gets slated into their position. You still have no depth at your linebacker position. You still have no depth at your offensive line. You still have no depth on your defensive line. You still have no depth in your DB position. Jalen Johnson goes down.
All of that in free agency.
Yeah.
You can't take care of all of that in free agency. And here's the thing. In free agency, more times than not, it's a swing and a miss. And you're overpaying for that swing and a miss.
Can I say something very key?
You're not going to be able to take care of everything in free agency, because you're going to have to overpay for premium positions. If you go out and get an Orlando Brown Jr., you're going to be paying him $20+ million a year, possibly $25+ million a year, because you got to overpay for that dude. He's a premium position in the NFL, and he's good at it.
The one thing I would like to piggyback on is that Ryan Poles gave us the game plan, and he stuck to the game plan. The game plan was, we're going to build through the draft.
Yep.
He set himself up to do exactly that, build through the draft. And since he stuck to his game plan, and he hasn't been kind of all over the place like Ryan Pace has been, I'm putting more faith to the fact that, hey, he has a game plan. It's going to take 2, 3, maybe even 4 years for us to see it come to full fruition of us being tight contenders. Like you mentioned, I'm not expecting us to be a definitive playoff team, because it's so many different things that we have to fix. So many things have to go right for a football team to see that type of level of success. And we're in new territory all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
Him taking these pieces. I know I saw Coach T. By the way, Coach T, I hope you keep your channel up. Again, I'm gonna say it every time. You say you talk about quitting, don't quit, man. Trust me, don't make that mistake. But building through the draft and having the right mindset, you can go ahead and draft offensive line or offensive tackle, or even if you say he's supposed to be a guard, you can draft those pieces and allow that learning curve. If you don't put the pressure on win now, we're not in a win now situation. We're not. If they're going to stick to what their plan is, if we're going to do everything, they're going to do everything they can to put pieces around Justin Fields. We're not in a win now situation. Just be patient. Just appreciate the fact that we were 3 wins last year. We may be at 8. And see the progression. That's all I want. See the progression. If Justin Fields has a sunshine, what's that boy's name?
Trevor Lawrence.
It's
Trevor Lawrence season. That's a win.
Yeah.
Because Justin ain't even had the opportunity to sling the pill that way. That's a win. You want to see the progression. If you can do that, that does a couple of things. It gets the fan base back. It gets people believing into the product that you're trying to build. It is a process. It's not going to happen overnight. This is not the NBA. I had to learn that the hard way. This is why I didn't like football initially. In the NBA, you can one off season, you could go from bottom of the barrel to championship, 1-2 players. Change your whole team. Yep. You go from last in the league to playoffs, 1 or 2 people. You can't do that in the NFL.
Yeah.
Not consistently. They have legendary players have to walk through your door for that to happen. A whole lot of organizations have to change. It's a different sport. So you can't bring that mindset here. And I think that's what we do in Chicago. We like to sit there and we like to blend it. We want it now because we haven't won in so long, and it's a process. We just got to ride along with it. Maybe we have to adopt the Philly.
And to me, right, to just even piggybacking off of that point, because I see a lot of people in the comments saying,
I do a lot of piggybacking out here. So y'all do a lot of piggybacking out here.
Hey, all these points is hidden. I see a lot of people in the comments saying, yo, Hyatt at 9 is crazy. Listen, I get Jackson Smith Nagata play with Justin. Play with Justin at Ohio State. Listen, everybody is not Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase sat out a year and was that guy. Yes, they went to the Super Bowl. It does not mean that if he gets him that they automatically go into the Super Bowl. My biggest thing is I don't want them to miss on the pick. So if they pick him and they miss, and Skoronski goes on to have an all-pro career, when you could have had him at 9, protecting Justin,
but
you fuck with the bag.
You can't live your life like that when you're going into this draft. You can't live your life.
Nah.
You just can't, right? You got to make your decision, and your decision's got to rewrite. Guess what? Ryan Pace has the biggest what if of all time. Probably the biggest what if in NFL history. If we've been 100% honest, your what if is, hey, if I miss on, or if I miss on this, he goes on to become one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history and arguably his first 6 years. You don't get a worse what if miss than that. And guess what? Ryan Poles is gonna miss on some of these. He is. We have to be able to pump the brakes. But the thing is, you're trying to get as many bites at the apple at the top of the draft as you can. 5th round talent, I can find that. 6th round talent, I can find that. 4th round talent, a little tougher, but I can find that. You don't get that many opportunities at 1st and 2nd round talent. 2nd round picks mean something. 3rd round picks are impactful in this NFL. You have to hit on those picks, play one, day one. Those are the most important. I don't care if he missed on a 5th round pick. And guess what? If he missed on Braxton Jones in the 5th round, our only thing would be like, hey, man, why you wait till the 5th round to take an offensive tackle? He hit the 5th round. And we like, wow, this guy really is able to find treasure deep in the draft. Ryan Pace could only hit in the 3rd round and below, other than a couple of times with Roquan. And actually, that might be it.
No, it was Roquan.
Well, no, Justin's the big one, right? Other than a couple of times with Roquan and Justin, right? Outside of that, you're not sitting here talking about Ryan Pace as a savant at the top of the draft. You like, man, he should be a scout again because his late draft picks were great. You know what I mean? So the important part about what you're doing now is hitting at the top. And I think, right, to me at 9, you still have to take the best talent on the board. If you're not willing to take the best talent on the board, I have questions about you as a GM. To me, he's checked all the boxes. He's pulled off a masterful tank here. Because here's the thing. Even if Lovie Smith doesn't help us, we got the 2nd pick in the draft.
2nd pick in the draft, baby.
We've got the 2nd pick in the draft. Teams are still calling to trade with us. Now, you might not get DJ Moore. You might not get as much draft capital as you hope to get, as you have now, but you still are getting draft capital going into next season, moving forward. The Bears traded 1st round picks to move up to what, 2? From like 4 to go get Mitch. So there's opportunities there for Ryan Pace to make an impactful play here. I think it's just about, hey, bro, there's too many holes on this team for you not to be out here making the decision to say, I got to go. If Jalen Carter falls, I got to go get him. If you feel Jackson, how you say his name, Ringo? You didn't say his name.
Jackson Smith Nagata. Don't worry, bro. This is what I do. I got you, bro.
Jackson
JSN.
Jackson Smith. Hey, bro.
JSN. We'll keep it that way.
James Smith Gallarado.
Jackson Smith Nagata. Don't worry about it. I got you.
If you feel like he's the best player on the board, go get him. You want to know why? Because here's the thing: the wide receiver room ain't 110% solidified either. If you feel like at number 9, the best player on the board is a wide receiver, go get him.
I like that distinction that you made there. The best available for what you need. And not just blatantly. It's like some people are under the impression that you always just take the best available no matter what. It's the best available for what you need.
It depends on what situation you in, right? Like for me, the year that Pittsburgh took Najee Harris, I was okay with them I'm never okay with Muzz taking running backs high. But I looked at the team and I was like, well, Ben's getting older, but you're not finna replace Ben. You got 2 wide receivers. You got an offensive line. You got a defense.
You might as well get the running back.
You might as well go get him.
Might as well get the running back.
Najigba, my bad.
You might as well go get the best player that you can at that point.
I want to say this. I'm gonna toot my own horn like Pat tooted his own horn earlier. I told you all that there was no need for Texans to move up. I told you all earlier there was no need for the Colts to move up. If I was 2 or 4, I would not move up. The only people I would move up with was either not even Miami, was Panthers. That was the one thing I saw. Now I didn't expect them to get 4 picks in a player, but just want to say that. Now I'm gonna say another thing.
Well,
I don't think Carter's gonna be available at 9.
Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. I do agree with you. I think he goes to Arizona at 3 still. I don't think anything's changed.
Arizona's gonna pick him up quick. I also think that what's that one team who has 6? It just lost my mind right there.
It's Najigba. Najigba, BA.
Najigba? Oh, that sounds tough.
Yeah, we don't call him JSN.
I was butchering it.
That's tough. That's tough right there.
Najigba.
Seattle. I think Seattle will take him before we get to him because that's just their MO, and they've already signed their QB. They feel comfortable with him. There's so many people who are poised to actually take Carter before he lands at 9, which is why I'm heavy on you draft Paris Johnson. You go get Peter from Northern. I'm heavy on that one because I do not believe now Will Anderson is not going to be there. I don't think Carter's going to be there, despite everything that's going on. He wasn't formally charged with anything as from what I'm seeing now.
The Lions also have 6, by the way.
That's what I meant. The Lions. They couldn't stop nobody last season.
Yeah,
I'm telling y'all right now.
Not making it
next season. Next season, just Hutchinson and Anderson on the end is about to be crazy for them, dog.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Now, hey, they might go get Carter too, but Anderson no, I don't think they're gonna get Will Anderson. They had 6. Will Anderson ain't gonna fall that far.
Where's Seattle? Seattle's
is 5.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, but even then, if I add Anderson to that with Jamal Adams and Woolen with Brooks,
I think here's the thing as well, right? And this is the reason I'm asking. It was more so if he's there question. I don't think that he'll be there. I don't know if he gets past Atlanta. I don't know if he gets past Detroit. I don't know if he gets past Seattle. If he gets that far down in the draft, though, I'm taking him. I don't care about, he's immature. Yeah, he's 23. What is he? Is he 24?
Hey,
yeah, oh my God, he's immature.
I'll say
of course he is.
There's a lot of reasons to be real hesitant about immaturity when you give young people a lot of money. I think John Moran is experiencing that right now, and he don't play a physical sport that have you ramped up on and aggressive. So at this point, I think it's a real reason to be like, yeah, hold off on that one.
Here's the thing. When you got money in Memphis, you still live in Memphis. When you got money in Chicago, you live in Lake Forest.
Unless you want to go be part of hey, I can see them right now. Hey, yo, where O Block at? Nah, take it out, my boy.
Oh man,
you live downtown, my boy.
I feel like this was a really good move for the Chicago Bears. I think that this is a situation now where the Bears can really rebuild the team that they want. I think that you do have to take best player available in situationally, right? The Bears are just in a situation where we need every situation. The one thing for once we didn't need was the quarterback position. So now it's on free agency. And here's the best part about this. This is the part that I love about this that kind of changes it. Ryan Poles knows where he's going. He knows who he wants. He knows what pick he's going to try and go after. He knows what pick he's going to try to or what player he's going to try to get at 9, depending on who falls at that point, right? He knows who he's looking at in the second round by this point. He's got an idea of what he wants his ideal draft to look like. That is huge to me because in situations like that, you then can go in free agency and say, guess what? We're not going left tackle in the draft here. We need to go hard on Orlando Brown. Guess what? We're not going wide receiver in the draft here anymore. So we need to look at another position around the league. We're not going DB. So we need to go find another DB to add some depth to this team. Now you can assess your offseason before free agency with the idea and the mindset of, I know what I kind of want, but now I can go get what I'm not going to get in the draft. And that's the important part because, again, you're not going to get everything this offseason. You're just not. You're going to get some side. You have an opportunity to get some really, really big pieces. But some people are going to say no. We had an opportunity to go get big pieces last season. They said no. You know what I mean? So to me, this is a situation now where the Chicago Bears can say, hey, at the end of the day, if we go get Orlando Brown, I don't need to take Paris Johnston because I got my left tackle for the next 5-6 years. And I can go find another one, hopefully, in the draft if I'm doing my due diligence. Or maybe I found Braxton Jones. To me, you're probably going to end up with some form of defensive player in this situation. I don't think wide receiver's out of the position, though.
I mean, even if it's not Will Anderson or
Will Anderson definitely ain't gonna fall that far.
Yeah, Will Anderson or
hey, if Will Anderson fall that far, we're not even having this conversation.
Yeah,
something wrong, bro. I'm like, hey, listen, I don't know what y'all smoking, but tell me what the scout report really is.
If that happens, it is a conspiracy theory. Let me tell you. But not even if not. I think they go out, they get Nolan Smith. I like Nolan Smith at 9. If they gonna do defense, like I said, I mean even the corner from even the corner from Illinois. I mean you still got some tight ends. I mean that there's a plethora of things that you can do at 9. And these are just names, so don't start coming at my neck in the comments. I'm just giving y'all some names I've seen, but. This is a W for polls, bro. This is just a W for polls. Could you just like I mean it's literally you have it where you got everything, but then it's like everybody else at the top that was like QB needy or like whatever they needed, they can go ahead and eat too. Seattle, you need defensive players, go ahead and eat too. Colts don't gotta move. The only question I got is now it's probably what Vegas is about to do, but I mean,
we already talked about that in the Discord. Jimmy G in Vegas, baby. I mean, Vegas he finna make the Hangover part 5.
That's for that is legitimately for pure marketing reasons.
Anyway,
don't go.
Listen, Jimmy,
please don't.
Jimmy's about to sit there and have Playboy models at every game. I would say this because you've already started this, and I think we covered this pretty well. I think we are pretty excited about this. This will probably be the only time we really sift through it this particular way, and I want to do it in like spitfire way if you all don't mind. The landscape has completely changed in some regards, especially with Aaron Rodgers. It's that move is imminent. We know he's going to the Jets at this point.
That's happening on draft.
That's just a waste. Spitball your top 10 right now. The first 10 picks. Who you think they're going to? I can give you the teams. You can tell me who you think. We don't have to go in depth, but it's like, hey, we probably won't make any videos solely about the draft. We'll probably be speaking about the Bears specifically. So since we're talking about it, why don't we do it? 5 minutes. Are we good with that?
Let's do it.
Carolina now has the number 1 pick. Who you think they get?
CJ Stroud.
Bryce Young.
You said CJ Stroud?
I think Carolina will go with CJ Stroud in that situation because they're going to need a quarterback that can do more than just go out there. And not to say that I don't think Bryce Young is going to play well if he's behind a good team, but you need a quarterback that can do a lot more than what Bryce Young can do. Bryce Young can go out there and play if he's on Indianapolis right away. You're a long way from Indianapolis.
Steph, who you got?
Number one, I got Bryce. Now I just think they gonna mess it up. Like I get that they got one, but they just gonna mess it up and get Bryce, which I feel like is gonna mess him up. But yeah, I think that they taking Bryce at 1.
I agree with Pat. I think they go Stroud. Stroud is a bigger QB between the two. He also looked really good, and he has wheels. I think they go him.
Or do they pull a Bears and they go with the new young boy that got his name popping?
Will Levis?
Levis.
Oh, not Will Levis, the other one.
Anthony Richardson.
Do they pull a Bears and go Anthony Richardson? Like, we love the intangibles and he fits our timeline.
I tell you what, I don't think they do that. I think Anthony Richardson, because I believe Carolina is going to take CJ Stroud. I believe Anthony Richardson is going to the Texans because they're going to be looking at that. The Texans have no way to protect him at this particular point. They're going to be looking for a big QB. That dude is a big dude. He's a big dude, and he's quick. So I see Anthony Richardson going to Houston because CJ Stroud will be gone at 1.
I think Bryce Young goes to Houston.
Nah, I got Will Levis going to Houston.
Ooh, that's gross.
Why?
Because it's
what made you choose that one?
This the best part about it. This is the best part. Ringo didn't say it was the right move. He just said, "I think Will Levis is going to."
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that that's the move to do, but I mean, it's the Texans. Like, I mean, you get that.
Keep it moving. I said 5 minutes. I want to be on that because I want to get Pat out of here.
All right, yeah.
Will Arizona. Who you got? I think this is unanimous right here. Who you think? Will?
I'm probably gonna say Jalen Carter. I think Jalen Carter get took there.
You say Carter. I got Will. Who you got, Steph?
Carter. I mean, Carter.
Carter. Cool. Colts. I got CJ Stroud. I mean, no, not CJ Stroud. I got Bryce Young going to the Colts. They got the best O-line. They got a running game. They can handle the fact that he's undersized, and they got receivers. He's the best. That's the best situation for him to have protection and be able to have some threats to throw to without them worrying about his size.
I think this is probably where we see Will Levis go because it's the most insulated situation for him to be the player that they hope that he's going to be. I don't see Anthony.
Well, if that happens, that'd be so weird.
Well, I mean, I think the weird part is right in the beginning. I think Will Levis was the guy that they were attracted to, and then they were like, "But we got to say all these other names." So it wouldn't surprise me that much if they took him.
Hold on. So you mean to tell me that we all unanimously, you know what I'm trying to say, unanimously agreed that Bryce Young is not going to be top 4?
Why? No, I said Bryce Young is going to Houston.
You said Houston. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, he said he was going to Houston.
So you got Anthony Richardson going later.
I got him going.
I don't have Anthony Richardson going top 5 realistic. Actually, you know what? I might be wrong on that. No, I am wrong on that. Go ahead.
Seahawks. You all know. I think Carter is going to Seahawks. I think Pete saw the fact that he got into some trouble. Like, I got a chance. I think that's what happened. So he said, "Legion of Boom Part 2." Here we go. That's what I saw.
He said, "What he do?"
Yeah,
he rubbed his hands like Birdman. Was like, "I got a chance." That's what he did.
I don't think he realistically gets that far. I don't think he makes it past Arizona. I think that this is a team that could take Anthony Richardson because Anthony Carter, that sounds like a name too. Who he play for? I think this is a team that does take Anthony Richardson because I think they signed Geno to a 3-year deal for a reason. They understand that Geno Smith is older. They think that he's a nice little bridge quarterback. He's going to be competitive. He's going to keep you in games. He seems like he's got a nice head on his shoulders. You're now in a position to move forward. I don't think they believe that Geno's the end all be all at the quarterback position for them, and they're going to have to. This is probably their best situation because Geno's going to keep you competitive to go out there and get a top 5 level quarterback. If you think he's top 5.
Real quick, Steph, what you got? 5 Seahawks.
I got Will Anderson. Carroll saw the leap that the defense took this year. He's gonna add to that, and Jamal Adams is coming back. So you really just add to the defense. We're gonna
round this out and we're gonna get out of here. Detroit Lions. I think if Carter is already taken, I think the Lions go out to Gonzalez because they need a cornerback. They need defensive help. They're gonna pick as many defensive people as possible that's available because they need somebody. Tristan Gonzalez.
I think this will end up being Will Anderson.
You're sure? Because Las Vegas is right after them.
I think this will end up being Will Anderson. Yeah.
I got Will Anderson going to Vegas. Let's just fly through it. I got Will Anderson going to Vegas. I got I don't know who the Hawks are going to pick because the Hawks need everything.
Probably Tyree Wilson.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If Richardson is still available, the Hawks get Richardson.
Probably Tyree Wilson.
And I'm gonna end up with us at this point. Pat, no explanation needed. Who we get at 9?
I'm gonna still say the Bears go wide receiver. I still think they need a young guy at the top. I think it's what they'll do. I don't know if it's the ultimate answer, but I do think they'll go wide receiver. I think they'll go with Jackson and Jigba Smith. I think that's how you say it, or Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Jackson Smith.
You're going with JSN instead of Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, I think JSN will go over that because I think they will have the mindset of we could plug this dude in, and Justin Fields already know where he's gonna be.
Steph, what you got? 9. We're gonna end at the Bears. So Bears pod. We're gonna end at the Bears.
Skoronski.
Me, I'm gonna say one thing. I think they go offensive line. I think they go offensive tackle Paris Johnson. I think that if I'm going Pat's route, they do not go JSN. They go for the 6'4" receiver who was a big target and put up a lot of yards in Quentin Johnston. We watched his tape on playback. That dude blew us all away. We was like, I don't know who he is, but we need to go grab him. That was Quentin. And I'm in there. It's one of those two, but I don't think that for me, I think you find defensive in free agency. I know that that's different. I look at the world different. Pat's already told me I'm stupid for saying that, but I think that's what's gonna happen. So
I was gonna say that's a little aggressive. Like
I didn't say
like, why would you do that? You pay them in the draft. I mean, you pay them in the draft. I was like, I don't know, man. We got so much offensive help that we need. That
wow.
Hey, look, this one of them things. Like I didn't say you were stupid. That's a dumb perspective. But I didn't.
It's a dumb perspective. Hey, Pat, screw you. Anyway,
all right.
Hey, man, it's been one. Bears get a haul, 4 picks. DJ Moore, you see more content from us coming out. Pat, I know you got a couple things you want to lead off with. What you got?
Yeah, we got content coming out the rest of this weekend, man. Follow us. Make sure you subscribe to the page. We got a video dropping tomorrow about Monty, especially after all of this, man. So stay tuned on that. Kids dropping a Thielen video this weekend as well. So plenty of content coming y'all way. We got so much happening. So much. I can't even wait to tell. Hold up. I got to look at the camera right here. I can't even wait to tell y'all some of the stuff that's happening, but we can't drop that news yet. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always. For the pettiest man alive is the P Kid and the man, the myth, the legend, formerly known as Ringo J. Stefan Adon. I'm your host, Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bird down.
With the white vines.